10 a.m. Eastern. I got a good video for you guys today. This is going to be 3 rookie cards you are going to want to buy before they, I think, will go up in value. And I will let some people join here before I go into the video. And then after I'm done going through the first 10 or so minutes of giving you guys some value, you guys can begin calling into the phone and then we can start to go to town on questions. I know you guys probably have a bunch of questions. You guys usually do. Let some people join in. Wednesday, 10 a.m. Eastern. Have some coffee with me. Good time for cards. All the football stuff is coming out. Good to buy. I know I bought a few cards yesterday. Or was it yesterday, I think? Let me see. What did I do? I'll show you guys what I purchased. I'm not sure if it was yesterday. Here you go. These are some cards I purchased. Your boy bought this green sparkle out of 8. JJ McCarthy. This is a sick purchase. This card sold for almost $9,000 before the season, which is insane. This blue shimmer Stroud, PSA 10, Malik Willis, Optic Contenders. All buys that I feel pretty confident about. And before I do this, let me go live on Instagram. It's being a little weird here. Let's go live on Instagram before I do this. Let's do Instagram. Hold on, guys, 1 second before I go into this video. And you guys can start asking questions in the chat, and you guys can start calling the phone as well. If you guys know the phone number, I'm not going to put it up yet. And then you guys could line up the queue. There we go. All right, now we're live on Instagram. Dope. Perfect. Sweet. All right, let's get into it. These are 3 rookie cards that I believe will be good value purchases here coming up. Let me just pull this up as well. All right, let's get into it. All right, in 3, 2, 1. There are 3 rookie cards right now that I genuinely believe will not be affordable a year from today. One is the true rookie card of the most iconic player in baseball history. One is an MVP candidate the market still is not fully caught up to. And one is the most condition-sensitive grail of the 90s. If you wait, you're probably going to pay more. Now, just to be clear, this is not financial or investment advice. I'm simply sharing what I'm personally watching in the sports card market based on my experience. And if you want my full breakdown and process for finding cards like these, I put a free PDF down below in the description. So let's get into it. So card number 1 is the 1951 Bowman Mickey Mantle. So fun fact, the most iconic card in sports cards is the 1952 Topps Mickey Mantle. Coincidentally, this is not his true rookie card. Mickey Mantle played his first game April 17th, 1951, not 1952. 1952 was the first year in Topps' existence. So between that and Mickey Mantle, what they call his rookie year, but it's really not, that combined makes the 1952 Topps the grail. But the 1951 Bowman Mantle is his actual true rookie card. And just to put it in perspective, a PSA 1 of this card sells for about $8,000 roughly. A PSA 1 of a 1952 Topps Mantle last sold while I'm speaking right now for $40,000. That is pretty insane. So the point I'm trying to make is that I think there's a lot of room and upside with the 1951 Bowman Mantle because it sells for pennies on the dollar compared to the 1952 Topps. I think there's a lot of room for it to grow. Vintage cards are really coming along and growing. The 51 Bowman Mantle really hasn't went up yet. The 52 Topps Mantle has. Just my personal opinion. Me personally, I'd rather have $50,000 in 1951 Bowman Mantles than $50,000 in 1952 Topps Mantles. My personal preference. That's number 1. Number 2, this is an interesting one. There's some risk to this, but I thought about this and I did some research on the analytics and I believe it to be true. The 2018 Prism PSA 10 of any variation of Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. So Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is an MVP candidate. He's the best player on a team that's not going away anytime soon. They're the best team in the NBA while I'm speaking right now. They're probably going to get a few more championships. And Shai Gilgeous-Alexander's value is similar to about Luka Doncic's, okay? And one has accomplished this much in the league, and Luka hasn't really accomplished much outside of scoring a lot of points. Now, Shai doesn't get the love because he's in OKC. If he was doing these things and he was playing for the New York Knicks or the Los Angeles Lakers, his value would probably be 3, 4, 5 times. So it's going to take some time for the market to catch up if he keeps doing his thing and doing what he's doing. He's on pace, if he keeps doing this and wins a few championships, to be maybe a first ballot Hall of Famer. That's how good he is. And his cards are really not too expensive. Over the past few years, they've tripled in value, but it's taken a few years to get there. And just to put it in perspective, Sam Darnold, from the middle of the 2025 NFL season to him winning the Super Bowl, his card value about 8x. Take my word for that, because I bought a Sam Darnold National Treasures for $1,300 and sold it for $8,000. Okay, that's how fast markets can move. But Shai's hasn't, in large part because he's on OKC. That's number 2. Number 3, this is one of my favorite cards in the hobby, is the 1993 SP Derek Jeter. So as 90s and 80s cards and 70s cards have went up a lot in the past few years, the Jeter hasn't went up as much as you would think. A PSA 9 a year ago was in the low 4,000s, and today it's in the low 5,000s. A PSA 8, which is a little bit more affordable, went from about $300 to $400. So it's went up, but not some insane amount like Barry Bonds rookies, which have doubled or tripled depending on the card. And I think there's a lot of room for the Derek Jeter 1993 to go up. Now, if you have some money, buying a Beckett 9.5 is really, really good, in my opinion. I'm looking for one personally. A PSA 10 of this card, they're very, very hard to grade. They're very, very condition sensitive. So these cards, because they're very foily and shiny, the surfaces get scratched easy. On the back, some of the corners are colored, and they get damaged very, very easily. And because of that, there's only about 20 or so PSA 10s, and a PSA 10 is over a 6-figure card, and they really don't sell too often. And between him being probably the greatest Yankee ever, number 1, and then number 2, the card hasn't went up as much as you would think. I think there's a lot of room for it to go up in value, especially the higher grades. Just to kind of make it simple, if I had $10,000 to spend, I'd rather have one $10,000 1993 SP Jeter rather than 10 1,000 SP Jeters of lower grades. Okay, so if you can get this card in a higher grade, I believe there's a lot of upside with this stuff. But those are 3 rookie cards that you may want to consider looking at, and stuff that maybe has a high chance to go up in value. The 1951 Bowman Mantle, 2018 Shea Prism cards, and 1993 Derek Jeter SP cards. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. There's a free PDF down below. Like, comment, subscribe. I'll see you in the next one. Cool. Hopefully you like that. It took me some time to really dive deep into the analytics and see what is, what I think has potential to go up. Don't take that literally, what I just said. Obviously, it is an opinion at the end of the day. You don't actually know what's going to happen. So, there is no guarantees in this world. But let's see. The callers have started. You guys, I'm sure the chat is going crazy. Yes, it is. For you guys in the chat, call into the phone number below, and we'll put you in the queue. All right. Oh, wow. Potential spam. I'll call you back, even though it says potential spam. Uh-oh. Your call cannot be complete. Oh, okay. Well, that didn't work. Pennsylvania. We're calling you back.
Hey, Eric.
Hey, what's up? You got Eric?
Sorry, I don't know if that was a potential spam one or not. I got this new iPhone thing going on.
No, I don't think it was you. I don't think. Yeah, I don't think it was you. The spam.
All right, cool. Yeah, this is Drew from South Jersey again.
What's up, Drew?
What's up? And calling today. little excited about the NBA. I know you're not saying to buy any basketball, but I was just wondering why not to buy any Wemby. I really think the Spurs got a good. There hasn't been a repeat champion in the NBA in almost a decade, and I think the Spurs got a really good chance this year, making a deep run.
Yeah, they do. They do, and yeah, Wemby, even though he's up a lot in value, it's not someone I would mind buying. But I just like to put my money in the best possible position, and I would just rather buy guys where I'm very, very confident they'll go up in value. As Wemby, at the end of the day, it is a guess, right? God forbid he can get hurt. You know, you don't know how the Spurs will do in the playoffs, so it is a guess. I like to try to not guess, because usually, it's hard and it's wrong, and a lot of times you'll be wrong. But it's not a bad buy, just depending on the card. I would have rather. If I'm gonna buy Wemby, I'll wait till the offseason, and maybe his cards will go down a little bit in value.
And the same with Flag and Concanupo and all these young guns.
Yeah, odds are their cards will be worth less in the next few months. I would wait because you'll be able to get it for cheaper.
Okay, yeah, I'll keep listening. Yeah, I was kind of hyped on the excitement, but I put in a futures ticket on the Spurs instead.
Nice. I put in a futures ticket on the Chiefs in week 2 of the NFL season. I thought I was really cool. I got them at plus 1,300 because they were 0-2, and a few weeks later they were the favorites to win the Super Bowl, and then they fell apart. So, yeah.
I do got one comp for you.
Yeah.
An Igor Demin scan. It's scan and slam at a 99.
Who?
A shimmer.
Igor Demin.
He's one of the top rookies in the NBA. It's like EGORDE.
Yeah, I see.
MIN.
So Igor Demin slam.
Slam and scan. It's a shimmer.
Slam and wait, what is it?
Slam and scan.
Oh, scan and
slam and scan, like you're scanning like a barcode is what the card looks like.
I think it's worth $1.
Yeah, no, it's the numbered one.
Oh, what's the number 2?
Numbered to 99. It's the shimmer.
It says $3, $12. There's 2 sales, $3 and $12.
Okay. All right, nothing crazy. All right.
Yeah, nothing crazy. Sorry to break your heart.
Nah, that's all right. I was just driving me nuts looking at it earlier. All right, my friend.
All right, Drew. Thanks.
Take care. All right.
All right, bye-bye. Right, Jersey City. My neck of the woods, or my old neck of the woods, I guess.
Hello.
Hey, you have Eric. You're live.
Yeah, I got Jeremy from New Jersey. How you doing?
What's up, Jeremy? What's up, Jeremy?
Just a quick question. I have a card that I picked up in a repack, and I just wanted to get your take on it.
Sure.
It's a 2020-21 Select True Gold to 10 patch of Shai, SGA.
Do you want me to tell you what it's worth?
Yeah, so there's a one PSA 9 that sold for $1,750 last July.
Okay.
So, I'm thinking about grading it at the moment, and I'm just trying to figure out, is it just better to grade and sell, or just try to just flip it raw?
Is it autographed?
No, it's just a straight patch.
What's the picture of the card? What's he doing in the card?
Give me 1 second. Actually, drive it.
Yeah. Don't cause an accident over it.
Yeah. Let me just pull over real quick.
Okay, yeah, no worries.
Yeah, so he just basically it's just his facial with his body a little bit, and then there's a 3-color patch.
It's not the one of there's not a basketball in the air in front of him.
No, he just has the patch in front of him, 3-color on the bottom, and then it's just his body and his facial shot. It's not an action shot.
Are you sure it's 2021?
It's 2021. It's 2020. Sorry, 2020.
Oh, 2020. Okay,
yeah.
Hold on. So what I could tell you is the card is going to be hard to grade. It's going to be very, very hard to get a PSA 10. I see the card now. So yeah, there's a sale of $1,750 last year in July. How does the card look?
I mean, the card is in great shape. I mean,
But I mean, at the best of it, I'm probably gonna get a 9. I'm not gonna get a 10. I don't think it's gonna get a 10.
Yeah, I would.
Grade it?
I would not grade it.
Okay.
Because a 9 is not really going to increase the value, and an 8's going to diminish the value. So there's just not a lot of upside. So I probably would not if there's no chance of a 10. I don't think you'll have a problem selling it raw. I think it'll just be a waste of your time and money.
So, I mean, what's a good price for me to put it out there for?
I would do 2,000 or best offer. Well, actually, it's let me look. So I'm not talking out of my ass here.
You know what I mean? Because that PSA 9 is only one sale, and the ones before it was like all in the 400s.
Oh, so then the card, if that's the case, but I mean, his value is up a lot, right? Like the sale before was before he won it all. Yeah, I mean, you're right. The card is probably not $1,700. It's probably $400, $500, $600. But I would try to use the sale and try to get a, try to,
So I think the card ladder has around $700.
Yeah, I would shoot for the 1,700 if you can get it. Then just keep lowering and lowering and lowering. There's no risk in it, right?
Okay. So yeah, that's the only question I had.
Sweet, cool. Yeah, yeah. Let me know how it goes.
Sounds great. Thank you.
All right, Jeremy.
All right, take care.
All right, bye. All right. Oh god, no caller ID, man. Nigga getting some weird callers today. That was holy crap. All right, I promise. If you call once, you're in the queue. I promise. You don't gotta call 100 times. I promise. We need to put a spanner up, Coffee. Like, call once. Hey, you have Eric. You're live.
Eric, how are you today?
What's up? Who's calling?
This is Rob.
Rob, what's up, Rob? How may I be at your service?
I just had a quick question for you.
Sure.
Now that the hype of Drake Maye has come to a crashing halt, is he somebody you think? I don't think his hype will ever get to the extreme that it did this year, but come like late April, early May, is he somebody you'd want to look into to pick up again to catch some more hype next fall? Or did he just perform so poorly that ship has sailed?
So, okay, number one, I would never buy him and hold him into the season. I think the Patriots are actually gonna have an off year. I saw their road schedule. Like, they had the easiest schedule since 1999, so which obviously helps in winning games. And then they got really easy games in the playoffs. I think the Patriots may not make the playoffs next year, and they on the road they have to go to let me just pop this up real quick. Watch this. So their schedule next year, like their out of division games, is insane. So next year they have to play on the road. Check this out. On the road, outside of the division, they have to go to Chicago, Kansas City, Detroit, Jacksonville, the Chargers, and Seahawks.
Oh, yeah, they're going to get killed.
Oh, they're going to get annihilated. And then their home games out of division are Pittsburgh. They should win, maybe not. Minnesota, who will be good. Green Bay and Denver. And then the Raiders. That is just brutal. So the point I'm trying to make is I would never hold them into the season. The Patriots, as you saw, are not equipped to play with a great team.
No, I wouldn't hold them into the season ever, but is he somebody worth picking up to catch that preseason? Because those Patriot fans are rabid.
Yeah, I wouldn't. I think there's better buying opportunity with guys who are much lower. But
I will say this, though. I live 20 minutes from Gillette Stadium, so I can sell anything pretty Drake Maye easily around here, probably even now.
Yeah. But, so then it might change for you. Then I would look into him a little bit more. It's like card dependent. So the way I look at like buying cards in the offseason. So I have my guys who I'm very high on, as you probably heard me say, or like Daniels, McCarthy, Penix. I like T-Law, Stroud, right? So I'm really looking to buy their cards. Then you have like a second tier of guys like maybe Jalen Hurts or Tua or Drake Maye or Bo Nix or Caleb Williams, where like I'm not really looking to buy their cards, but if it's like a premium card at an okay price, then I might buy it. So like a Drake Maye Silver Prism, I'm not going to buy. But a Drake Maye, maybe orange out of 249 Prism PSA 10 that I know is a very premium card that people love and is very liquid, I might buy that at comps. So I get more strict with the type of card I'm buying if I'm not so high on the player. Does that make sense?
No, totally. So look more for the case hit short number prints than
sort of. So this kind of requires being in the hobby, but just like the best type of shit. That's the best way I could put it. So to give you some like cards to look for, like orange out of 249.
right, the short prints.
Yeah, blue ice. Well, but not every short print because some aren't as desirable. Like that blue shimmer Stroud PSA 10 I showed that I bought a few days ago. A blue shimmer prism card. It's good, but it's not great. It's not as liquid as like a blue ice.
Right.
So like certain types of short prints. Yes.
Well, yeah. The liquid ones.
Yeah, the best. Yep.
Yeah, no, I've been stocking up on the JD5 silvers.
Yeah, I would. I told someone else this. Just if you're gonna spend money, like I think, and once again, this is not investing or financial advice, right? There are no guarantees, but I would rather buy colored stuff or short printed or like stuff that's numbered because when you go and let's say Jaden Daniels, let's say his value goes up, right? And the silver goes up to $1,000 because there's so many of them. You're not going to get $1,000 offer, maybe 900, 925. But if you have another card that's like like an orange prism, Jaden Daniels, and it goes from 500 to 1,000, when that card's worth $1,000 because there's less of them, you're going to get people that will offer you full 100% comp at market value, as opposed to something that's common like the silver. Probably not. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So be wary with the silvers. I'd only be buying them if you can get them at like 85 or 90%. If not, I'd go after the colored stuff.
No, they've been pretty, especially the last few weeks. They've been pretty. I've scored some amazing deals.
Cool. Yeah. So just giving you a.
All right. Thanks for your help.
Yeah. Thanks, bro. Thanks for calling in.
Later.
All right. That was Milton, Massachusetts. And now we're on to Blacksburg, South Carolina. Isn't that where? No, Blacksburg is Virginia Tech.
Hello?
Hey, you got Eric. You're live.
Hey, Eric. Sorry, I'm the one that's calling 20 times. I didn't realize. I thought I had to get into a queue or something.
Was that you? No, just it's just a regular phone. Just call, and I just look at the missed calls. I know we need to get a professional phone system, but it's
no worries,
it's
boss.
okay.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
Oh.
Yeah, this is Hatcher from South Carolina. We've talked before once. I called him one time before, but just calling back. So
Sure.
I have a couple questions. You kind of actually, in the last caller that I just listened in on, he kind of answered some of my questions with the Prism stuff. So, like, I've been buying a couple of Jaden Daniels silvers. I'm a Redskins, Commanders, whatever you want to call them, fan.
Yep.
And so, you know, I'm in on him. I'm also in on Penix, which I'm happy that you're in on him as well. It kind of makes me feel good about the guys that I'm in on. But I guess my question for you, well, don't worry, I'm not going to have you comp a card.
I should start charging for that, man. That could be a whole other business.
Jeez, man. And some of these cards, I'm like, you guys not know how to
yes,
look at
some of them I gotta
on eBay and stuff.
Yeah,
I
gotta be an asshole sometimes.
Yeah.
I just gotta be like, dude, I searched the card in 2 seconds and there's 15 comps.
It's like, yeah, come on, man.
It's like
it's not like it's like a number to 5 or something. It's something like just a normal card.
Maybe it
like,
just feels better when I do. It's kind of like how I like.
Yeah.
I like the way my girlfriend butters my toast, even though I could probably do it the same way. Same thing.
There you go. There you go. No, okay. So my question, I guess, is this: I bought a couple Jaden Daniels silvers, but I've ended up flipping them for a profit. And I mean, the last one, I normally what I do is I buy a card and I list it for what I think is, you know, double what I bought it for, or just, you know, top of comps or even higher.
Okay.
And I mean, today I had somebody purchase Jaden Daniels silver that I bought for $85. They paid $150 for it. So it's like, you know, do I just keep flipping and making 50% on the investment, or do I, I mean, that's just for sure money. I mean, I want to grade them, but this one I didn't even think I was going to grade it in the first place. So it's like, I mean, when I got the card in, I looked at it, it was a couple dimples on there. So that's another part of the question is like, how do I feel like all these
2024 Prism Silvers, they have these dimples or something.
Yeah,
like,
they're too hard to
really hard
grade.
to
Like
see.
the Jaden Daniels, they
Yeah.
grade a 10 like at 12% of the time. You could buy other cards.
Mhm.
Like if I was grading Jaden Daniels, I'd be going after like select. Like select, dude, there's gem rates all over the place of 40, 50%. Where like here, I could just show you one just so you know I'm
Mhm.
not talking out of my ass here and you could actually see it. So like if you could just go to eBay, let's just type in like select Jaden Daniels because the Prism stuff is very hard to grade, right?
Yeah.
And it just is even for someone like me. It just is. So like let's just pull up a random Jaden Daniels select card on eBay. Let's pull up I don't know this one purple out of 75 select number 26. If we look at this card, Jaden Daniels purple out of 75 select. This card that I'm looking at of him throwing the ball in a black uniform sells for about 130 is a PSA 9 and then PSA 10 was 500 before the season. So that's
Yeah.
probably like 300 now. So this isn't a great example, but if you go to gemrate.com, the point I'm trying to make here,
Yeah.
Jaden Daniels, purple, 26. This card gems at 67% of the time. 29 out of 43 have gotten a 10. And you could probably find this card. I know this guy's overpriced, but this card is realistically worth like 100 to 120, and a PSA 10 is like 300-ish. But the key is it grades 63% of the time. 67.
Yeah.
So
And so I see you do this gemrate.com thing. Should I just always go there? I mean, what's the difference between going on PSA? Because I normally just grade with PSA and then just looking at their gem rates. Is that
it's the
like
same. It's the
inaccurate
same.
information?
It's the same thing. Gem rate's just faster,
Okay.
in my
It's just a
opinion.
different place. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I guess the other question that I have, if you got the time for it,
Yeah.
is I love the Prism Silvers and stuff like that. I think I want to reinvest my money. I've got a smaller bankroll, but I want to reinvest my money into number stuff like that, like you were saying just a minute ago,
Yeah.
the last caller. And then also, when is the time to start buying this 2025 Prism stuff, like Cam War or guys I haven't done my research yet, so like I don't know who I'm exactly in on, but like that, and also 2025 Bowman Draft. Like I love prospecting, so like I do Bowman autos and stuff like that, and I try not to spend a large amount of my bankroll on that. But when's the time to start buying that stuff, especially with baseball season being around the corner with Bowman Draft, but also with the Prism football too.
Yeah, so Bowman Draft. So Bowman Draft comes out when does it come out?
It just released.
Oh, it just released
a couple weeks ago, maybe a week or two ago. So there's a lot of guys I want to buy, but I don't want to buy during the hype. I want to wait till it fades out. When does that fade out?
Well, usually it takes a month-ish for the product to
Yeah.
like settle, but with baseball around the corner, I steer very clear.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And then with like Jackson Dart in that class,
yeah,
you want to wait at least a month-ish, and then you could get the cards graded quickly and flip them. But a lot of those cards, like the new ones, they actually like will stay the same or slightly go down in value as you get closer to the season, because what happens is like a downtown Jackson Dart, maybe there's only 20 that exist right now, but as there's 30 and 40 and 50 and 60 and there's more PSA 10s in the market, what happens when supply goes up, demand goes down, price goes down, right? So a lot of those cards actually don't really go up in value as the season gets closer unless something crazy happens. So just buying those cards quickly and flipping them, grading them, flipping them, that's the route to go. But like I'll mess around with them. Like I might buy a few and get them graded just for quick money. But I really won't go heavy until next year when Jackson Dart and all those guys stink. Just like this year.
Yeah.
Same thing, right?
Totally.
Like history repeats itself. Like look at all the guys who are worth way less.
Sophomore slump, yeah.
Exactly. It happens every year. So I won't go heavy until next year, but I'll buy some just to get them graded quickly and flip them.
Yeah. So what I'm hearing you say is steer clear of the Bowman 2025 draft that just came out, especially with baseball season around the corner. I'm getting ready to flip all my stuff that I've got, right now with that. But I mean, I've got 2025 stuff. It's just older stuff. And then probably steer clear of the 2025 Prism football for just a minute, and maybe buy one or two guys, but not heavily, and then really put my money into the 2024 stuff.
Yeah, you don't have to steer clear of the Okay, so like what's your bankroll?
It's pretty low. It's like a 2K or under bankroll.
That's not terrible. So like the way you're gonna make money is grading cards, right? Like a lot
Yeah.
of the stuff I buy, these cards are already graded. Don't do that, okay? Because you're gonna wait 2, 3, 4 months to make.
that. That was what you told me last time, and like I just like when I'm flipping these Jaden Daniels cards for like easy like 50% profit, I'm like, man, I want to buy a PSA 9. You know what I mean? Why not?
Yeah, you could. So okay, so like it's a loaded question, but
yeah,
you want to make fast money. The fastest way to make money is just buying cheap and flipping right away, graded or not graded. Okay, you could do that by going to card shows, which is the best place to do that, by buying cards cheap.
This weekend.
Yeah, so like buying anything at 80% comps and flipping them, just get fast cash in the door. And then once you get your bankroll up to like $4,000 to $5,000, then you just really start playing the PSA game, buying cards, 5 to 10 a week, spending, and then eventually after 2 months or so, when these cards start to come back to you from PSA, you have a constant flow of income. There is no thing you could do that's more profitable than sending cards in for grading. You will never triple or quadruple your value with a graded card, or very hard, right? So you want to get to that point, okay? So to get to that point, you can either grade cards now, but you might run out of money. Well, cards are a PSA. Or two, what I would do and what I did for a long time is I was just flipping, graded, not graded, just buying cheap and flipping right away. Kind of like you did with that silver Daniels.
Yeah. Cool. I really appreciate it, man. Your stuff has really helped me get like super dialed in, and it's awesome, man. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, sweet, bro. Go crush out there. Thanks for calling.
Thanks, man.
Yep. Bye. Woo, that was Blacksburg, South Carolina. He's right. He was that guy calling in 100 times.
Hello?
Hey, you have Eric. You're live.
Yeah, this is Pete.
Pete, what's up, Pete? How may I help?
I got a couple questions for you. I got I just got back into collecting cards, but I've been watching your show now for a few weeks. But
okay.
I have some old 1990s cards, and I got like some Jordans that are, if you get them graded, they're going pretty high priced.
Yep.
What's the best way for me to go about sending them in and getting them graded? And what's the best company to go with to get them graded?
The best company will be PSA. That's a simple answer. Nothing's going to be better than that. But you just want to make sure they're in good condition. Those cards are all about condition. You could have an Upper Deck or Fleer Jordan from 1991. It's probably worth $5, but as a 10, it's $300. So it's just all about the condition, and you want to make sure the angles are sharp right angles, no surface blemishes, it's centered well. So I would just look at other cards on eBay and look at those cards and how they look and compare yours.
Yeah, mine's are in real good shape. They haven't been touched since the 90s.
Yeah, it's just because they have. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Like one of the cards I got some 1995 hoops, Michael Jordan number crunchers, and I got 3 of them. And looking them up, I'm seeing they're worth like $2,600 a piece if they're a PSA 10. Where and I think they look in real good shape. I've used the centering tool; they're centered good, everything. So, the corners are good on them.
Yep.
So I think they grade pretty high.
Yeah. PSA 10, I'm looking here, is $2,600, and a PSA 9 is $200, and a PSA 8 is $50-ish. So I would only send that card in for grading if you're pretty sure it could get at least a PSA 8, right? Because you have to cover the grading fee. It's going to cost you, I think, $25 now to get it graded. So just keep that in mind. And then also, I'm sure you're aware of this, but just people will say to me all the time, I have old cards. They haven't been touched in, since I got them. That doesn't mean they're in good condition. A lot of cards just come out of the pack or the box in bad condition. So just as a heads up.
Yeah, I understand that.
Cool.
So, okay. And then another question. Earlier you were saying about Shai Alexander.
Yeah.
What's the best prism in the 2018 to pick up his?
What's your budget?
Well, it's not too high, but I mean, like I've seen some prisms that are already graded, and I mean for under 100. And so, would that be a good place to start? And then hopefully it goes up.
Well, I wouldn't buy Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, in my opinion, is a long-term hold. There's better short-term holds to make money on. Like any Prism PSA 10 of Shai will do fine. But I think there's more shorter money and more money to be had with kind of the guys who I talk about more, like some of the football stuff that's low right now.
Okay. All right. So like JJ McCarthy and
those guys. Yeah. You don't want to start buying cards and holding them for long periods of time until you have like a big bankroll.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, I enjoy your show. Thank you for the information, and look forward to watching you again next week.
Awesome. Thanks, bro. Thanks for calling in.
All right. Thank you.
All right. That was Colorado, and now we are on to Illinois. Yes, Illinois. We're getting to you safe. I see you in the queue. Got to be earlier, man. I have to start calling in like at 9:50 soon before we go live.
Hello?
Hey, you have Eric. You're live.
Hey, my name's Travis from Illinois.
What's up, Travis?
How's it going? Love the show.
Thanks, bro.
But yeah, finally calling in. I got a question. I just got back into the hobby and just trying to take a bunch of stuff in. I've got a bunch of old cards, like tons of guys do. So a lot of them are in good, decent condition. I'm trying to get pretty good at qualifying for grading and stuff, so I'm trying to be pretty critical of my own cards. As far as sending cards in, I'm part of these Facebook groups, or I've had bigger groups, or I've had several guys mention that if you take them to a card shop and send them in for grading, you have a better shot of receiving a high grade potentially.
Yeah, that's inaccurate.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Can you tell me why or elaborate on that? Or
well, think about it. So if PSA is favoring card shops because they're bigger customers, that'd probably be a big no-no, right? And people would catch on very, very quickly. And PSA, their number one thing is their reputation, just like any business. So they would never want to screw that up because that would cost them tons of money. Take my word for it. I've sent in cards through card shops myself, through friends. It doesn't. It's just, if the card's in good condition, you'll have a high chance of getting a 10. If not, you won't.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
Good to know. Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, I guess that was the main thing I was wanting to know. I got some other questions, so maybe I'll call back some other time. I appreciate it.
Yeah, sweet, bro. Thanks for calling.
Yep, bye.
All right, bye-bye. All right. We got... Who do we got? I believe this is Safe. Safe. Is he going to mention Muhammad Ali? What do we think? I think he will. He does when he calls, usually.
Hello.
There he is. You're live.
Hey, good morning. How are you doing, sir?
Doing well. How are you?
I'm very good, very good. I actually wanted to ask you a question. Yesterday, there is a place that I go to here, local. The guy is a collector and stuff like that. So he was telling me that he has a bunch of stuff and he's ready to move some of those stuff. So he said, okay, today I'm going to show you my Griffey collection. Anyway, he brought 20 boxes that has apparently everything. I only got to go through 2 boxes. They have a lot of collection. But he said, okay, how about the next is going to be my Jordan collection. And I said, what do you have? And he handed me 3 cards raw.
Okay.
And they are the 84 star, 85 star,
Wow.
and the 86 Fleer.
That's pretty crazy.
So crazy. So I told him, like, I can, like, come in tomorrow and give you 20 grand for all 3. He said, no, I'm not ready to sell them. However, I want to see what would you do. What would you offer? Listen, there's nobody who hands card to somebody who is known buyer that they don't want to sell, you know? Like, at least they have a wiggle room in their brain, you know?
Of
like,
course,
you
yeah.
might have something. Exactly. So if you were in my place, I would want to own all those 3. So first, you know, authenticity, because they are raw. And second, you know, what would you offer? What do you think?
So I would draft up some sort of basic contract saying that if they are fake, you get your money back. Number one, because those are some of the most faked cards ever. And then number 2, it's I got to see the condition. It's just,
They are 3 to 5, or like 2 to 4, 2 to 5. Let's call them 2 to 5.
and it's what is it? It's an 84 star Jordan, right?
Yeah, 84 star, which is the one that's lesser of a value. And the 85 star, the one that's kind of like going for a rebound, which is like really crazy expensive.
Wait,
and then
is it the iconic 84 star?
So there are 2, right? There is like one that's there's one just his face.
Yeah,
and there is, so both of them. He has both of them.
What color is the card? Red?
Yeah, both of them are red.
Is it the one of him like posted up with the ball in his hands, held above his head?
That's one of them. And he has another one, which is 85 star.
Okay.
That's also an expensive card, not that expensive, but also.
Okay, so well, let's see. If you think, let's be conservative. So the 84 star, the expensive one of the ball over his head. Let's see if there's any sales. A PSA 4 did like $30,000. PSA 3 is probably $20,000. PSA 1.5 did $17,000. So let's be conservative and say that's $20,000. And then the 85 star Jordan, it's a green.
No, it's also red.
Also red. Is it the one of him shooting?
1 second. Let me just get the picture, because I saved up the pictures. No, it's more like his face.
His face, 85 star. More of his face. I don't see one of that's of his face. Is it
okay? So let's talk about the other 2. If it's gonna take too much time, let's talk about the other 2.
What was the other one?
The Fleer, the 86 Fleer.
Oh, and what's the condition ish?
Again, it's I kind of like, I didn't inspect it so well, but I kind of took a quick look at the authenticity pointers, you know, the things that, and it looked legit, and the condition is just kind of like, I don't know, like if they are generous, maybe a 6. If they are not, then maybe a 4.
Okay, let's be conservative. A 4 is like 5,000. Okay, and then what was the other card?
Yeah, the other card is the one that we couldn't find.
Like, the other one. All right, so then, I mean, so what are you asking me? What I would pay?
No, yeah. You think 20 is less than what I should pay him? Because I said 20, and he said, "Oh well, I'm not ready to sell them now."
I mean, I would go up. If I was buying those cards, the most I'd pay, considering the 84 star Jordan is a 3, you think? And doesn't Beckett not grade those cards anymore, or PSA, right? One of them doesn't grade those cards anymore, right?
No, it was the other way. I guess what I know is PSA used not to grade them, and they started to grade them. That's what I know.
Got it. So I would pay. I don't know what the 85. See, I don't know what this 85 star is worth. That's the problem. I got a 84.
Well, let's talk about these 2. The 85 star. I looked it up. The Sports Card Pro app just showed me as going ungraded for 2,100.
Yeah, but ungraded's irrelevant because it's all dependent on condition.
Exactly,
But let's focus on the
Yeah.
2. What I would pay for those 2. So the most I'd pay for those 2 is just the 2. The most I'd pay, let me think here. If the Jordan's like 86 for 4 to 5,000 and the Stars 20 plus, I'd pay like 23,000 if I was in a good mood for the 2.
Oh.
For the 2.
Oh, okay.
Because
so 20,000 is just shooting off the hip is a little less than
probably
the 3 cards what I should be paying him.
Well, you'd like
I know.
Yeah, you'd like to pay him that. But because the Star Jordan, a PSA 1.5 did 17,500. So from what I saw. So if it's gonna get a 3, you gotta think 25,000 plus at least, if not 30, and that alone will make you your money. And then the 86 Fleer, could be like conservatively, you think it's going to be a $4,000 to $5,000 card, but if it grades a 6, big difference, right? Then it's like $7,000-$8,000. So, but yeah, for the 2, if I was pushing it, 23.
But you're helping a lot with the contract, so you think we should just put ink on paper and saying,
oh yeah, I'd put something for sure because
and how do we avoid that? Let's say, I know the person personally. I've known him for about 2-3 years, and I deal with him a lot. He's a Lincoln collector and an Alley collector, so he's kind of like moving away from sports to go collect his Lincoln stuff and Alley stuff.
Yeah.
But just kind of like. So I have somewhat of a back and forth relationship with him, but still I want to put a contract.
Yeah, I would. Yeah, I would just I would tell ChatGPT what you're doing, and they'll throw something. ChatGPT will throw something together for you.
Excellent. Yeah, I know the Griffey collection. I put yesterday about 3,500 just in the Griffey collection. He has like a crazy Donruss Elite stuff that are numbered, and the gold stuff and the silver stuff is just like, it's crazy. And I still didn't get all the boxes, so I scooped it up like 30 Griffey.
It's nice to find. Those are nice to find collections like that.
Yeah, it's good. Well, thank you so much. I'm gonna let you go, and I truly appreciate it. And you'll be the first to know when I scoop those Jordans.
Perfect. Sounds good. I'm looking forward to it.
Absolutely.
All right. Bye. Be interesting to see what happens with that. That was safe. And this is Illinois. No caller ID, so I can't call you back, one of you guys, but New York.
Hello.
Hey, you have Eric. You're live.
Eric, how you doing? Murph from the Bronx.
What's up, Murph from the Bronx?
Eric, I have a question for you.
Go for it.
Are you going to save my number or what?
Oh, shit. You're not. I will. Let me do that right now. You're right. You do call enough for your number to be saved, right?
Pickleball tournament. How'd you do?
Oh, I didn't go because it was 40 degrees, so I think it got canceled, actually.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, then how was your weekend instead?
You know what? The best thing that happened to me over the course of this past week is I had a tennis lesson, and for the first time, or the second time actually, and from one lesson, it improved my game like double. It's like such very simple things I wasn't doing with my feet in racket positioning. And then I played today after the lesson. It was like I was hitting the ball like 20, 30 miles per hour harder with less effort. It was crazy. That's the best thing.
Amazing, yeah.
That's the best thing that happened to me.
So you owe that coach some that coach is worth their weight in whatever it is.
Oh yeah. The coach, get this. He's a former like pro, like years ago. He's top 20 in the world for over 55 years old. He has 3 sons. One went to our Rochester Institute of Technology. One went to University of Texas. The other went to University of Tennessee. All on full ride tennis scholarships. All three of his sons. Pretty crazy,
That's
right?
awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome. He's got the tennis genes.
He does, and he must know how to teach tennis too. So that's why I pay him.
Hey, obviously he does, because he showed you a little change in your game, and it paid big dividends.
Yep. Oh yeah. Yep.
You know, actually, I had a couple things I was going to ask you, but that reminds me. I was listening to you talk about tennis the other day, and we were talking. I think you were talking about Alcaraz, right?
Yeah.
About how good he is and how young he is.
Yeah.
But in your opinion, do you think that we might have lived through the greatest talent of tennis with like Federer,
Nadal and Djokovic.
And Nadal? Like, is that like the best tennis ever? Like at one time?
Yeah, that is the best tennis ever. But so right now in tennis, there's two guys, Jannik Sinner and Carlos Alcaraz, that seem to win every major. Federer, Nadal, and Djokovic, there were three. So it seems like right now is a similar time to Nadal and Djokovic times. Nadal, Djokovic, and Federer, except now there's only two guys that could win instead of three. Yeah, I think that back then, like 10, 15 years ago, there was more talent, because I don't know how close you follow tennis, but like the guys who are like number 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 in the world, they really don't have much of a chance to beat those guys. But back then, like 10 years ago, Federer and Nadal, even though they were great, could be beat by guys like Daniil Medvedev or I think Del Potro. There was Andy Roddick. So like they could be beat. There was more like talent in the top 15, in my opinion, just from like what I see. But
I hear that.
Yeah.
Overall, who's your favorite tennis player of all time? Johnny Max?
Oh, my favorite. I don't know if I have a favorite tennis player, man. Yeah, I don't know, because I started following it this year. So, obviously everyone likes Federer, everyone likes Nadal, but the guy who I like to watch the most, he's like number 4 or 5 in the world right now, is Lorenzo Musetti. He's an Italian. And take my word for it. So I'll give you guys a little gambling hint. Lorenzo Musetti. This don't throw a lot of money on this, but it could happen. So Lorenzo Musetti. So in Europe, they play tennis on clay. They grow up playing tennis on clay in like Italy and France, right? That's why the French Open's on clay. Clay plays a lot different than hard court. The reason Rafael Nadal won like 15 French Opens is because he had so much spin on the ball. When the ball would hit the clay, it will pop up to someone's like shoulder, and it's hard to hit a tennis ball when it's at your head or shoulders. That's why Nadal would always beat Federer. He was impossible to beat at the French Open. So Lorenzo Musetti was a top tennis player in the world only on clay the past few years. He's done very well on clay. On hard court, where you have to hit the ball harder, he wasn't as good. He got a lot better last year, and now he's gotten significantly better, where he's a legit top 4 or 5 player. He was whooping Djokovic's ass in the Australian Open, and then he got injured. He pulled his hammy or groin. So he's miles better than where he was, and he's already a natural on clay. The French Open, which is in April, is on clay. I'm going to bet him to win it all. It's like plus 3,000. I don't know if he will. I think he's going to play Sinner or Alcaraz. I think he'll get to the semifinals. It'll be a very close game, but he's going to get very far if he doesn't get hurt, and it's going to be a plus 3,000 bet. I think it's a great bet, because this guy's improved miles, and he was already very, very good on clay, like top in the world. And now he's top in the world on hard court because he got in much better shape and he can hit the ball much harder. So little tennis thing for you, but he's my favorite to watch.
I already love the bet. The odds are great. Speaking of a bet like that, I just put a bet down on St. John's to win the whole NCAA tournament.
Yeah.
It was like plus 900, I think. But that brings me to my question, which is, so I know you've talked about this, like alternate cards, Pokemon.
Yeah.
On One Piece, right?
Yeah.
One Piece, like, so I have a maybe it's a long-winded question with some information, but bear with me. So I think One Piece is trying to do whatever they're trying to do to build popularity. So they have an NCAA college tour where they're giving you free giveaways of one-piece cards.
Okay.
I just looked up how much they're selling for. These are free. They're just giving them to you if you go to the game. You walk out, give you this pack of cards.
Yep.
They're selling today for the pack of 4 cards, I think it is. They're selling for like about $200 to $250 a pop, right?
Yep.
The tour ends on March 4th, and they're going to select schools like St. John's, Rutgers, Illinois, Houston, right? So my question is, if the tour is still going, and they're selling for about $200 to $250 today, and you have a pack, do you sell it now, or do you wait for the tour to end, or is there an optimal time based on that timing information? That's my first question. And the second question is, or do you open them up and send them off to get graded and then try to sell them graded?
I'm not the expert with One Piece, but I would sell the pack based on what I know, and I would not hold it because One Piece, it is here to stay, I'm sure, just like Pokemon, but Pokemon cards have taken a huge dip because anything that skyrockets up will go down. So that's why I don't really buy like One Piece and stuff in Pokemon all too much because there's no like seasonality, there's no timing aspect to it. If you look at like the gray felt hat Pikachu card, this card, it's actually not down as much as I thought. But a lot of other Pokemon cards are, you can see this card was like 2,300. Now it's like 1,800. But a lot of Pokemon cards are down like double or down in half. So I would just sell it right away. I would just get the cards graded, flip them. I would not hold any of the One Piece stuff because, I just don't like to buy things and hold them that are at the absolute top of the market, right?
Right. Yeah, I'm saying even if the tour is going to end only, first week of March, and there's still time to acquire more cards if you go to any of those games, you think it'll go up within that time frame, or like now is the best? You know what I'm saying? You know kind of what I mean?
My guess is just now is the best.
Okay.
Yeah, that'd be my guess.
Okay. I hear that. Yeah, I was looking on some like Reddit post quick and all these that seems to tell like have some good information, and they're saying this is overproduced. It's the hype. I just was wondering the optimal time between now and the end of this tour to try to get rid of them. Okay, great. Thanks for that. Okay, my next question. Okay, you were talking about Sam Darnold, right?
Yeah.
So I listened to your advice way back and bought a couple cards. Obviously, you know what you're talking about, and they all went up in value. I'm wondering about one specific card, though, right? It's 20, and I know the guy before was like, hey, all these people calling in to comp. I'm not trying to do that. I'm just trying to ask you a question about one particular card.
Go for it. I'm ready.
2018 Panini Prism Darnold rookie card, light blue die cut, right? It's PSA 10. It's numbered at 199. Cards are sold very few sales, but it's sold for around 200 to 215.
Yeah.
My question is, there's some others listed for like 300, 400, 350, 500. Do you think you should wait for that to go up to there?
No.
Or you lower the price and get rid of it?
We're at the high of the market. I would sell it for 200 and kiss it goodbye. You hear me, Murph?
What happened?
I said I would sell.
I heard you.
Oh yeah, we're at the high of the market, man. If I had a bet, if I could short Darnold cards, bro, I'd make so much money. They're probably going to be worth way less than a year from now, but I would sell it now and say bye-bye to them.
Just unload it at a lower price, right? Okay, great. Awesome. Appreciate that. All right, my last question for you. All right?
Go for it.
Question for discussion. Over the last 20 years, worst professional sports franchise that exists?
Oof. Wow. That is a whopper of a question.
Well, I mean, it's a loaded question. I mean, I have an answer, but I wanted to run it by you as well.
My answer would be, let's see, you have baseball. Baseball, there's really no highly dysfunctional organizations. There's like the Marlins, but they used to make the World Series back in the early 2000s. So like, Baseball, there's not really anything crazy. Basketball, let's see. Who's a terrible franchise in basketball? The Knicks were pretty dysfunctional for a while, but now they're good. The Bucks had their run. Who's always terribly bad? The Kings, but they had their run with like Chris Webber and like 2000s. So they used to be good. Like the only team that really comes to mind. And then what's this? Hockey. I mean, hockey of the Coyotes, but they're gone now. Hockey, there's no like there's no teams that are always bad. The only team that I can think of that's always bad is the Browns.
Yeah. What about? That's always bad. Is what about the Jets?
But yes, they are bad, and I was thinking that. And they are dysfunctional. But people forget in 2010 and 2011 they made 2 AFC championships in a row. So. They had a stretch where they were really, really good. And in 2011, they were probably the best team in the league. And they were better than the Steelers. They just had a bad first half in the AFC Championship and lost. But the Browns haven't had any of that. Their only success was Baker Mayfield won one playoff game. They've just been terrible. So I think the Browns are worse than the Jets. Both are not good, obviously. But I'd say the Browns are worse because the Jets did have a run of 2 years where they were really, really, really good.
Fair enough. I mean, you know your stuff, man. So, save my number. Thanks for the call. Thanks for answering.
Cool.
Talk to you the next time. And I like that Musetti bet.
Yeah, well, no financial advice here, but something to look at. Nothing wrong with a plus 3,000, right?
Ain't nothing wrong with a plus 3,000, right?
Yes, sir.
Little pocket change.
Yeah, just throw a little bit on it.
For sure.
All right, Murph.
I'm just gonna throw a little bit on it for sure. $10, whatever. $20.
If it hits, I'll look like a genius. So
for sure. For sure.
Cool. I'll talk to you later.
All right, thanks, man. Take care.
All right, bye. People are gonna be betting Lorenzo Musetti now. Okay, wait. I'm sorry. There's a lot of people calling. Now we are on to. North Carolina. Oh, wait. I think I just hung up on you, North Carolina, on accident. Laker tickets sold.
Hello.
Hey, you have Eric. You're live.
Hey, buddy. How are you?
Hey, what's up? What's your name? I didn't catch it.
My name's Jody.
Jody, what's up, man?
Hey, buddy. I saw one of your regulars safe. Wanted to give some advice on the star cards. I think he's talking about the 84-85 star USA. It's in the same set as the 101. There were 3 of them. There's a red one that has the USA uniform on.
Yeah.
The 101, that's the iconic one. And then there's a blue one at the end of the set, 288. That's the rookie of the year.
Yeah, he said the card is red. So.
Yep. That would be the USA. So the first, I think it's 188. I'm trying to remember the number. There's 3 in that set. There's the 101, which is the one that's the most iconic. The second red one has him in his USA uniform, but more face is showing.
Yeah, I see it. Yeah, so hopefully maybe that'll help him out.
Yeah, and I just want to say good job at what you're doing. We've sold 29,000 Michael Jordans in the last 7 months on Whatnot. I know Whatnot gets a bad rap, but
it's a good place to sell.
Our customers. Yeah, we treat our customers really well. We don't cook anybody, but I've been following you for about a month.
Cool.
I love your information. So
thanks, bro. I appreciate it. Do you have any questions?
Yeah. Just what do you think about? I mean, I know PSA is still the king. We had another price increase and wait time lead. Do you see anyone else taking some of their market share?
No.
No.
So people think that. So a bunch of my students were asking me the same question. I'll tell you what I told them. So PSA increasing their prices for people that know what they're doing, it's actually a good thing. So let me give you an example. So like 2018, PSA was like $7 to graded card. And it was really easy to get a PSA 10. So back then, you might only like 1.6 or 1.7 extra money on a PSA 10, right? Now, PSA is much more of a pain in the ass to get a 10, and it takes a little bit longer, and it's costs way more money. But now a PSA 10, if you're doing things right, could 3 to 4 times your money. So even though, you're getting less PSA 10s and it costs you a little bit more money, less people are grading cards now, which means it's easier to find cards to get graded, and the PSA 10 brings a premium. So if you know what you're doing, maybe your percentage PSA 10s goes less, but the overall amount of money you're making goes up. Take my word for it. I've been teaching it for 6 years, I guess, at this point. My students make more money today than they did in 2020, not because I'm anything special or I'm teaching anything different, purely because there's just more profit with PSA now because of those numbers.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. I like that answer. How old are you, by the way? I'm sorry, I didn't want to put you on the spot.
You said how old?
Yeah, how old are you?
How old do you think I am?
Mid-20s.
Closest, 28.
28. Man,
28.
You're wise. I'm 52. I was in the hobby in the 90s. I had a card shop.
Nice.
Just got back into it 7 months ago with my son.
Nice.
And you are definitely wise beyond your years. I'm not trying to gas you up or anything, but
I appreciate it.
I do like your educational stance. And I have a nephew that goes to IMG. Maybe one day we can connect. We do a little bit of stuff with Shaquille O'Neal with his youth sports organization as well. So
nice. Yeah, for sure.
I don't want to take up your time, but my name's Jody. It's the Art of Cardboard, and keep up the great work, man.
Thanks, Jody.
Help the hobby grow.
Thanks,
right,
Jody.
brother.
Appreciate it.
Yes, sir.
All right, bye-bye. All right, that was Jody. Oh, my Lordy. There's a lot of callers. And now this is Atlanta, Georgia.
Hello.
Hey, you have Eric? You are live.
Hey, this is Hunter. I just had some questions. Basically, I know you talk a lot about how going through, if you don't have a large bankroll, going through SGC at first compared to PSA is how, in what circumstances fully would you want to for sure go through SGC?
So do you have the money to, okay, so it's a math equation. Let's say PSA takes 3 months to get cards from back to you, right? You want to be buying, I use it like 5 cards a week. Let's say each card averages $100. So you're spending $500 a week. Can you spend $500 a week for basically 3 months? So like that's basically 12 weeks. That's $6,000. Do you have $6,000 to spend on cards, or will you get more money in the next few weeks to be able to keep buying without getting any initial returns until these cards start to come back to you?
Okay. Yeah. And in your opinion, which is a harder grade? Like, do you think a SGC 10 is hard to get compared to a PSA 10?
They're similar, but a PSA 10 is probably slightly harder. It depends on the card, but PSA 10 is probably slightly harder.
Okay. All right. That's all I had. I appreciate you.
Thanks, bro. Thanks for calling in.
Yes, sir.
All right. Bye-bye. All right. This is San Diego, California.
Yeah.
Hey, you have Eric. You're live. Hello. Oh, hung up. San Francisco. Are you coming to San Francisco? You guys know that song from the 70s, maybe 60s? San Francisco by Mackenzie or something like that? Who's it by? Are you going to San Francisco? Be sure to wear flowers in your hair. Who's it by? Scott McKenzie.
Oh.
Hey, you have Eric. You're live.
Oh, yes. Hi, my name is Yoki. I'm from San Francisco. Thank you for taking my call.
Thanks, bro. For sure. How can I help?
Yeah, so just like a quick little question. I know the NFL season's already over, and usually this is the time where like people are trying to buy something low, but everybody's trying to go for the same players like Jaden Daniels or Cam Ward or something like that. And sorry, my dogs have decided to join in. I guess my question is, outside of those names, who do you have as far as like low, buy low, maybe sell high candidates for the next season? And also, if you can, what would be a way to look at, like how to find these sort of players that you want to sort of quote unquote invest in for next year?
Wait, what was the second question? Say it one more time.
Oh, so the second question would be like, if you don't have players on the top of your head right now, the second question would be like, what would be your suggestion as far as like, if you're trying to look for the sort of breakout players that are coming up next year, what would be what you'll be looking at? Like, are you looking at like statistics? Are you looking at like draft trends or something like that?
Yeah, none of that. So I'll give you the answer. So besides the guys you mentioned, some guys you could look at buying who are low is Purdy, T-Law, Stroud. I've mentioned, if Jalen Hurts is really low, I'm personally not buying him. Tua's very low. These are all guys that nobody's buying right now. Then number two, so who you buy before the season, it's not a matter. So you can't play the game of who you think is good, right? Who the hell knows who's going to have a good year or not? It's looking at their card values and comparing it to others. So Sam Darnold, I was buying him last year before the season, not because I thought he was great. Obviously, got lucky. He won the Super Bowl. But because his rookie contenders PSA 10 was like $150, which is like stupid cheap. And he's a starting quarterback for a very good NFL team. So CJ Stroud, in my opinion, could match that this year because his cards are stupid cheap. He's getting his weapons back, and I think the Texans have a high chance of being a really, really good team because their defense is excellent. They just need their offensive line to be a little bit better. So it's a matter of looking at like who's a starting quarterback this year, who's on a good team, who's just selling for dirt cheap. It's not really a matter of trying to predict trends or who's going to be good, who's going to be bad, because I expected Darnold to maybe go 10-7, have a solid year, his value probably double, and sell him. I didn't expect this, but that's kind of what I look at. I look at their card values, not really trends or anything like that.
Got it. Because for some weird reason, I started buying cheap Blake Corum cards, and I thought I'm thinking he's going to break out next year, but he is a running back. So
yeah, I wouldn't do that. Probably not a winning play in my experience, at least.
Well, I do appreciate it, so I guess I'll stop.
Yeah. Go for quarterbacks. It'll make your life easier.
Okay. I appreciate the time. Thank you so much.
All right. Thanks, bro. Thanks for calling in. Oh, let's see what we're doing with time. Wow. All right. We'll do one more. New Jersey. Dun, 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 dun. We're calling you Middletown, New Jersey.
Hello.
Hey, you have Eric. You're live.
Hey, what's going on, Eric? It's Joe. I've called in a few times over in Jersey. What's going on, bro?
What's up, Joe, over in Jersey? How can I help?
Not bad. Hey, listen, I got a quick question I wanted to run by you. So,
Yeah.
like players that have been following everything you said. So the Malik Willis, that was it wasn't a Mosaic, it was a Phoenix. So that was a 1 out of 10 the last time I was talking to you. I sent that out for grading. I'm hoping that RPA comes back good. Maybe that'll gem out for me. That'll help out a lot. No, I had a question basically regarding like everybody. Like it's getting really hard already because since you've been talking about it, to get like Jaden and McCarthy, their kind of cards. I was gonna throw out another name or two that I want to get your perspective on.
Yeah, go for
somebody like Malik Nabers, because I was looking at the price of like his a lot of his higher price cards, and they're going dirt cheap. Is that someone that you would actually consider just because of how I think the Giants are going to have a great offense if they actually play healthy next year?
You would be correct. The only reason I don't buy it is just
Scatterbo hurts me more because of the ankle and the way he runs his style and everything. So I wouldn't really touch him, in my opinion, because running backs, you just get hurt. It's just but I love the connection between. We didn't get to really see it, but Nabbers and what I'm saying.
Yeah, Jackson Dart. Yep, I gotcha. The only reason I wouldn't do that is because quarterbacks are a premium, and even if Dart has a really good year, his value. Even if Neighbors has a very good year, it's still the market's not there. It's probably not going to go up as much as you'd want. I would strictly only buy quarterbacks if it's for money making purposes.
For money-making purposes, so you wouldn't go with any skill position. I was just thinking someone who was hurt on a team that could have a good year next year with an up-and-coming quarterback. I was thinking what your perspective on a wide receiver like that would be. I was thinking outside the box, just because it is getting harder to get some of these cards. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I mean, it's pretty easy. they're littered all over eBay.
eBay, I guess.
Yeah, and just
honestly, I've always gotten all my cards from Marketplace, and I've always had. Look, I'm like that type of person. I'm older, so I was going to see things.
Yeah, and just
you know what I'm talking about. So, I'm always looking around by me, but I know I have to start doing the online, right? eBay.
Yeah, that's gonna make your life easier. And just to drive my point home, so Jackson Smith and the Jigba, his cards from before the season to after the season, it seems like they doubled about. And that's doubling, and he had one of the greatest years of all time. So
I know what you're saying.
Yeah,
I know what you're saying. So it's not.
Yeah.
So then I have one more question that I wanted to run by you real quick, because you don't talk about selling the NBA at this time, right? So right now, if I have every type of card that I have to start selling, I'm trying to go over how you say at the end of the season, you buy the cards in the beginning of the year, you sell the cards. So the NBA, I mean, it's a bad time to sell them right now. So, right now, what cards would you be selling that you would be selling? There's no real cards to be selling at this point, right?
I'm in the process of selling baseball stuff that I bought in October, November, December.
So baseball would be the only thing that you would be selling at this moment. No, I got it. Sure. Because I mean, you know what I'm saying? There's not much to sell then for this month or two, really.
Well, there is. If you bought a bunch of baseball later.
Oh, I have tons of baseball. I got some out. I have a Weatherholt auto out. I got a.
Nope. Did you cut out? Maybe you cut out. Oh, I think you cut out there. Yep. Well, I'll have to give that a wrap. But yeah, baseball is the game. Someone like he just mentioned, I'll show you guys this to kind of, I guess, make myself feel good. Is JJ Weatherholt was someone we were talking about who good prospect, chance to really start for the Cardinals. And you could see his value as Bowman Chrome PSA 10 went from 376 to the last sale at 588, right? So that's what you'd want to be selling right now, but only selling it obviously if you bought it, at the right time a few months ago. But cool, I'll give that a wrap. We do this on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. This Monday at 10 a.m. Eastern, I most likely will not be going live. I'll be in Miami on a business venture, and then I'm going to take an extra day there and go to the Delray Beach Open. It just happens to be there. Tennis tournament. So I'll be out on Monday because we're giving all the employees off for President's Day. We used to not give employees off for a lot of those holidays, but I figured let me not be a tyrant, right? But cool. So we should be back Tuesday at 10 a.m. Eastern next week. There's a PDF down in the description of the video on the video page, not the live page, which is what you're probably watching this on right now. Like, comment, subscribe. I'll see you in the next one.